Okay, good morning. So let's try the this problem 3.7. The derivative of f of x is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 3x squared is given by 6x over 1 minus 3x squared and raised to 2. So do you expect to have difficulties? The question is, do you expect to have difficulties evaluating this function as at x is equal to 0.577? Then try using 3 and 4 digit arithmetic with chopping. Okay, so let's go to the solution. We will use Excel for the computation. So for now, problem 3.7, we will first compute the true value of f of x is equal to 6 over 1 minus 3x squared raised to 2. So the value of x is equal to 0.577. So first we'll try the three digits three digits with chopping. Okay, so first we will compute the value by parts. So 6x, then asa pa tong naa sa problem, the value of 6x, then 3x. Okay, we have a value of x is equal to 0.577 6x x squared, then the 3x squared, and 1 minus 3x raised to 2. Okay, so 6x, so 6 times 0.577 equals 6 times, so this is the actual value. Then for x squared, that is equal to x raised to 2. So this is the true value. Then for the 3x squared, so first we will chop these two values, 6x, using the 3 digits, that is equal to 3.46, and the other one, x squared, is 0.332. So 3 digits. So chinap natin yung actual value into 3 digits. Okay, we will compute for the 3x squared, for the value equals to 3 multiplied by the x squared. So yung chopping na ang gamitin na natin. So ito, chop. Okay, then 1 minus 3x equals to 1 minus 3x squared 0.004. So ito, naka-chop na siya into 3 digits, so no need na ta mag-chop. Then now we will compute the value of f of x using the formula. So ganyan ang formula, 6x 1 minus 3x squared raised to 2. Okay, so that is equals to 6x divided by 1 minus 3x squared raised to 2. So the value of the chop using the 3 digits f of x, f of prime x. Okay, f 216.250. So we will compute the error that is equal to the formula sa error, true value minus the computed value or approximated value divided by the true value times 100%. So it gives us a 90.8%. So ang laki ng error na na-compute natin using the 3 digits chopping. Okay, now let's try the 4-digit chopping. Control C. So this is the true value, Control C, and the chop value. So using 4-digit 3, so as is 0.3329. Okay, and that is equal to 3 times x squared, 0.9987, then 1 minus 3x equals to 1 minus 3x squared, 0.0013. Okay, and for the value of f of x using the 4 digit, so that is equals to 6x divided by 1 minus 3x raised to 2. That would give us a 204. So let's decrease this. Then we compute the error, ilang percent, that is equals true value less the approximate value divided by the true value times 100% equals 12%. So 12.9%. So what do you notice? So kung mas maraming digits ang i-consider natin sa ating computations, mas maliit yung error. 'Di ba? Pero kung mas madami kang i-chop na digits, so mas malaki yung error mo. So, okay. So, muna ang answer sa problem 3.7. Okay. Okay, so let's go to truncation errors and the Taylor series. Wait lang. So, truncation errors are those that result from using an approximation in place of an exact mathematical procedure. So Taylor series provides a means to predict a function value at one point in terms of the function value and its derivatives at another point. A useful way to gain insight into Taylor series is to build in term by term. For example, the function of xi plus 1 or the next term is greater than or equal to the functions of the first term fx of initial. So this relationship, called the zero order approximation, indicates that the value of f at the new point is the same as its value at the old point. So this result makes intuitive sense because if x of I and x of I plus 1 are close to each other, it is likely that the new value is probably similar to the old value. So this first equation, is a perfect estimate if the function being approximated is a constant. Okay, so kung constant lang siya. However, if the function changes at all over the interval, additional terms of the Taylor series are required to provide a better estimate. So for example, the first order approximation is developed by adding another term to the yield. So this is the first term, then nag-add na po kag additional term, the first derivative of the functions x1 plus 1 xi plus 1. So this is the first derivative, right? So the additional first order term consists of slope multiplied by the distance between xi and xi plus 1. So thus the expression is now in the form of a straight line and is capable of predicting an increase or decrease of the function between xi and xi plus 1. So although these equations can predict a change, it is exact only for a straight line or linear trend. So pang straight lang siya. So therefore, a second term is added to the series to capture some of the curvature that the function might exhibit. So again, you will compute the second derivative. So this is the first derivative. Then you will add again the third term for the second derivative of this function. So in a similar manner, additional terms can be included to develop the complete Taylor series. Taylor series expansion. So it is often convenient to simplify the Taylor series by defining a step size h. H is equal to xi plus 1 minus xi. So ito ang kinina value na expression terms, uh, we will define this as step size h. So i-change natin siya into variable h. Okay. Substituting the variable h into equation, we will come up with this equation. So nawala na tong xi plus 1 minus xi. So naging h na siya. So kung sa second derivative, so h squared, then 2 factorial, then third derivative, h3, then and so on and so forth. Then we have the Rn or the remainder term, which is expressed as Rn. So ito yung formula, function of n plus 1, then the say call this sigma epsilon divided by n plus 1 factorial, then h n plus 1. The epsilon is a value of x that lies between x initial and x initial plus 1. So let's go back to the Taylor's theorem. So if you will go to your notes, you will see the Taylor's theorem. So it states that if the function f and its first n plus 1 derivative are continuous on an interval containing a and x, then the value of the function at x is given by f of x is equal to f of a, first derivative, first derivative, a x minus a. So amo na tong ganina gidefine na to, then that's the remainder. So go over with the Taylor's theorem, the first term. Then we have the second theorem for mean for integrals. So go over with this. So try to study it very well. So we have an example, a problem. So use 0 through fourth order Taylor series expansions to approximate the function f of x is equal to negative zero point 0.1 x raised to the power of 4 minus 0.5 x cubed minus 0.5 x squared minus 0.25 x plus 1.2 from uh, xi is equal to 0 with h is equal to 1. So that is predict the function's value at x I plus 1 is equal to 1. So the function is known, so we can given ang values ng x of I which is equal to 0, so we can compute for the value of f of 0. F of 0. So let's try to substitute the value of x is 0 to the equation. So this is the equation. So f of 0 is equal to 0.1 0 raised to 4 minus 0.5 0 cube minus 0.5 0 squared minus 0.25 times 0 plus 1.2. So the value for the f of 0 is equal to 1.2. Okay. Okay, then let's compute the value of f of 1. So again, we will just compute the values of f of x using the value of x as equals to 1. So negative 0.1 times 1 raised to 4th. So that would give us negative 0.1 minus 0.15 minus 0.5 minus 0.25 plus 1.2 give us a value of 0.2. Okay. So let's take a look on the figure 4.1. So the xi is equal to 0, that is the initial. So use 0 to fourth order Taylor series expansion. So this function, when it starts to function at 0, the value of f of x is equals to 1.2. So this point. Then the value of x, the next step size or the next term is equal to 1. So xi plus 1 is equal to 1. So that's their distance or difference is equals to the value of h or the step size is equal to 1. Okay. So the zero order approximation is constant. So this is the zero order approximation. So constant lang siya at value of 1.2. So using this formulation results in a truncation error. So we will compute for the true error using the functions using true value minus approximation. So the true error, we have the true value of 0.2 f of 1 minus f of 0 1.2 is equal to the negative 1.0, which is at x is equal to 1. So now for n is equal to 1, we will compute the first derivative. So let's go back to the equation f of x. So ang first derivative ani is negative 0.1 times 4. So negative 0.4. 0.4 x raised to cube minus 0.5 times 3, that is 1.5 raised to square minus 1 x. Okay, so then kung biyato to ang first derivative value using 0 is negative 0.4 raised to 0.25, so that is equal to negative 0.25. So therefore the first order approximation using equation 4.3, f of a plus 1 is the f of 0. So ito siya equation 4.3. Okay, ito. So f of x1 plus 1 is equal to the 1.2. F is equal to then the first derivative is equal to negative 0.25 multiplied by the h step size, that is, or xi plus 1 minus xi. Okay, so ginawa natin siyang change natin siya into h value. So which can be used to compute f of 1, which is equal to 0.95. So consequently, the approximation begins to capture the downward trajectory of the function in the form of a sloping straight line. So this results in a reduction of truncation error to, so 0.2 minus 0.95 is equal to 0.75. So yung 0.2, this is the true value of f of 1 na. Yun. Okay. Minus 0.95 is equal to 0.75. So we have a true error of 0.75. So this is only an approximation, f of 1. So the results have reduced the truncation error. So from negative 1.0 naging 0.75. Okay, then next we have the second derivative at evaluated at x equal to 0 for n is equal to 2. So i-compute na to ang second derivative of this function. So this is the first derivative, 0.4 times 3, that is 1.2 x squared, minus 0.45 times 2, that is 0.9, minus 1, since 1 naman lang to. Then at x is equal to 0, so substitute na po nato na 1.2, so second derivative, that is equals to negative 1.0. Okay, so function of Taylor series, so nagdungag na po tag another term. So first term, second term, so this is the h, so that is f of 0 1.2, then the first derivative we have the 0.25h, then minus the second derivative. Okay, so negative 0.5h, let's see. Okay, so 0.5h squared, so asa nagikan ng 0.5h squared? So from this formula, let's go back to the formula. Okay, ito. So the second derivative of f of x times xi, so divided by the 2 factorial times h squared. So you will substitute the value of the second derivative, that is equals to negative 1. Tama ba? Negative 1. Saan na yun? Oh, negative 1 divided by 2 factorial. So negative 1 divided by 2 shift factorial, that is equals to negative 0.5 times h squared. Okay, and substituting the substituting the value of h is equal to 1, f of 1 is equal to 0.45. Okay, for the third term, substitute na to ang value ng h is equal to 1, so from this equation. Okay, f of 1, so 1.2 less 0.25 times 1, so that's the value of h, less 0.5 times 1 raised squared, so the value will be written as 0.45. So the inclusion of the second derivative now adds some downward curvature resulting in an improved estimate. So the truncation error is reduced further to, so the true value of f of 1 is 0.2 minus 0.45, that is equal to negative 0.25. So let's check the graph. Okay, bumaba 0.25. Okay, second order. So ito na siya. You can see. Okay. Okay. So additional terms would improve the approximation even more. So in fact, the conclusion of the third and the fourth derivatives results in exactly the same equation we started with. F of x is equal to negative 0.1, so this equation, where the remainder term is Rn Fn plus 1, so that is equal to 0. H5 and fourth order. So if we add an additional term, so we can compute for the remainder that is equal to 0. So where did the epsilon go? So because the fifth derivative of a fourth order polynomial is 0, consequently the Taylor series expansion into the fourth derivative yields an exact estimate at x initial plus 1 is equal to 1. So f of 1, so that's it. That is 0.2. Okay. So in general, the nth order Taylor series expansion will be exact for an nth order polynomial. So for other differentiable and continuous functions such as exponentials and sinusoids, finite numbers of terms will not yield an exact estimate. So each additional term will contribute some improvement. However, slight on the approximation, uh, an infinite number of terms are added will the series yield an exact result. So okay. So if you will notice, habang nag-add tag mga terms, additional terms, the errors were reduced. So as we add more terms, these results will yield to exact result. Okay. So although the above is true, the practical value of Taylor series expansion is that in most cases, the inclusion of only a few terms will result in an approximation that is close enough to the true value for practical purposes. So the assessment of how many terms are required to get close enough is based on the remainder term of the expansion. Okay, let's try another example. So use of Taylor series expansion to approximate a function with an infinite number of derivatives. So this is the problem statement. So use Taylor series expansions with n is equal to 0 to 6 to approximate f of x is equal to cosine x at x I plus 1 is equals to pi over 3 on the basis of the value of f of x and its derivative at x at I is equal to pi over 4. So note that this means that h is equal to pi over 3 minus pi over 4, which is equals to pi over 12. Okay, so Taylor series expansion. So we have the sixth term. So n is equal to 0. So that is the first term. So let's go back to uh, okay. So ito. So first derivative, so n is equal to 1. So fxi, so the term is the 0 term. So n here is equal to 0. So the first derivative n is equals to 1, then the second derivative n is equal to 2, then the third derivative n is equal to 3, then the fourth derivative n is equal to 4, the fifth is the n is equal to 5, then the sixth term, which is n is equal to 6, then we'll get the sixth derivative. Okay, so how will we evaluate the state that uh, the expression f of x equals to cosine x? Okay, so how will we go about it? So first we'll use again the Excel. Okay, so tignan ko masulat dire ang problem. So first let's write the order n. So the order the n. So that is called order or pagkakasunod-sunod. So first we have the zero order. Then we have the n is equal to 1, or first zero order n is equal to 0. Then the second order n is equal to 1 and 2, 3, fourth order, fifth, hanggang sa 6th order. So n equal to 0 from up to 6. Okay. Okay, next we will compute their derivative function of x. So the first f of x is equal to cosine x. So from start, xi plus 1 is equal to 0, and order that is equal to cosine x. So cosine x. Okay. Now what is the first derivative of cosine x? That is negative sine x. Oh, okay, sine x. Then the second derivative of cosine x, sine x minus cosine x. Then sunod, third derivative, sine x. Then we have the fourth derivative, positive cosine x. Then sunod na po, so halos balik-balik na lang. Then negative cosine x. Okay, so that's the derivative of the functions f of x is equal to cosine x up to 6 derivatives. So we will compute for the value. Okay, so this is the true value f of x is equal to cosine x at xi plus 1 is equal to pi over 3. Okay, so that is the true value. So pi divided by 3, pi divided by 3, then cosine answer. So cosine of pi over 3, that is equal to, so usually is dapat nito na to is radians, so not in degrees. So we'll convert, pwede po i-convert na to ang value of pi into degrees. So pi is 180 divided by 3, then cosine is equal to 0.5. So 0.5. So dapat inyong calcu is naka-radians. Okay, so for the first approximation on the value of x derivative at xi is equal to pi over 4. Okay. Okay, so for the cosine x or cosine of pi over 4, so convert nato ang phi 180 divided by 4, so that is 45 degrees. The cosine of 45 is equal to uh, wait. Okay, now we will compute for the value of the derivative. So for the first order, so Taylor series, let's go back to Taylor series. So f of x, the initial is cosine x, then the first derivative is minus sine x times the value of h, which is for the problem that is equal to pi over 12. Okay, so we try to input also the value of pi over 12. So this is the first term. Uh-huh. That is equal to cosine x of 5 over 4. So next is uh, plus the first derivative of the xi times h. This is the h. So that is plus first derivative times h. The value of h is a problem, pi over 12 times pi over 12. So that's the value. Then next is equal to, okay, so next uh, this term plus the value of the second derivative divided by 2 factorial multiplied by the h raised squared. Value of h is pi over 12 is equal to 0.261799. Okay, then for the third term, sa third term tayo, so this value plus the third derivative, so that is equals to this value plus the third term divided by factorial of 3 times the value of h raised to cube, and so enter. So that's it. Then for the fourth term, so this value plus the fourth derivative divided by the 4 factorial times the value of h raised to 4, 5.5. Then the fifth term plus this value divided by factorial of fifth term multiplied by the h, pi over 12 raised to fifth power. Then sixth term is equal to this term plus the value of the sixth derivative divided by factorial of 6 factorial times h raised to 6. Okay, so what do you notice? So our approximation habang nagataas ang atohang term, so its value is almost near sa exact value of 0.5. So let's compute for the error or the true error. So for the error, we have the, okay, let's input the value of so the first term or the zero term. Then the error, we have the negative 41%. So it's in percent. Then compute din natin ng error from up to 6 term. So notice nagkagamay ang error. So almost negligible na yung mga error natin when we add more terms to the functions. Okay, so that's it for the truncation errors. So using Taylor series, so sa truncation, we have the approximate value. Mag-add latag mga terms. So depende na sa problem kung ano yung naka-specify. And you will notice the error almost negligible na. So the more terms, the better, or the mas accurate ang inyong computation. Okay, so that's it for today for the errors. So bye and have a good day. See you next meeting. By the way, we have the assignment number 3. So same instructions format. So sa canvas lang isulat. So convert the following base 2 numbers to base 10. So this is a binary. So ang binary ay guys is composed of 2 digits only, 0 and 1. So this is a binary system mo rin ginagamit sa mga computers to encode itong mga numbers and alphabets. So letter A, letter B, and C. Letter C. Then number 2, convert the following base 8 numbers to base 10. So 721, 263. So this is in base 8 numbers. Then convert nyo lang siya into base 10. So then the third, number 3, use 0 through third order Taylor series expansion to predict f of 3 for f of x. So using a base point at x is equal to 1. So compute the true percent relative error for each approximation. Okay, so sa problem 1 and 2, that is using round-off errors. So this is the number. So convert nyo sa base 8. So kung base 8, so ito madali lang sa binary. So base 8, ganun lang. Parang ganito lang din. Kung ito yung digits, tas base 8, so 8, 0, 8, 1, 8, 2, 8, 3, 8, 4, ganun. Then kunin nyo lang yung 8, 0, 1, then 8, 1, 8 times 8. Ganun, para ma-convert. Okay? So, submit your solution sa Canvas platform. Okay? So, goodbye.